Today, you're connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Newsbreak for Monday, December 19th. I'm Derek Russell. First up on today's show, we'll have clear skies this week according to Weather Underground. Temperatures will be in the 30s today with a low of 24. Looking ahead, we'll get into the 50s as the week continues. Tuesday is partly cloudy with a high of 50 and a low of 31. Wednesday, partly cloudy, high of 53 and a low of 43. And Thursday, partly cloudy, high of 48 with a low of 27. For more weather, visit djournal.com/weather. The top stories for today's Newsbreak: Lee County teachers have more money for classroom projects thanks to a local organization. That organization is called Expect, and it recently provided $23,000 in grant money to the school's district's teachers. Expect stands for Exceptional Progress in Education Through Curriculum and Technology. It is a nonprofit group made up of businesses, parents, teachers, and other supporters of Lee County schools. Teachers applied for the grant funds to increase their use of technology, science, and arts in the classroom. Saltillo third grade teachers Carmen Dye, Amanda Carpenter, Aaron Anderson, and Tabitha Russell were awarded nearly $2,000 to purchase equipment and props for Santa Tracker 2016. Students studied weather patterns and instruments as well as countries and cultures around the world. Other Expect grants include funding for classroom technology like iPads, Apple TV, and Chromebooks. Grants for technology totaled around $9,400. More than $3,300 was awarded for science-related grants. Students across Northeast Mississippi will be out of school for the next 2 weeks, but teachers don't want them to put their brains on cruise control during the holidays. Schools generally focus on preventing the summer slide or the loss of students' knowledge during summer break. But Tupelo Schools curriculum specialist Susan Hankins said the break for Christmas can also cause students to regress. Kindergarten through second grade students in Tupelo schools are being sent home with ideas for keeping their brains active during the break. Parents also can access educational resources at any time on both the Tupelo Public School District and Lee County School District websites. Hankins said the most important skill to practice is reading because it touches all other subjects. She recommends students spend about 15 minutes reading per day to keep their literacy skills sharp. Students can also use holiday activities like baking, grocery shopping, and traveling to sharpen math, reading, and organizational skills. State lawmakers will have to act next month to free up about $30 million. That money was supposed to be transferred to the state general fund through the Budget Transparency and Simplification Act, but it is now in limbo until legislators address issues from an attorney general's opinion. The legislature begins its 2017 session on January 3rd and will likely act on these funds quickly. There was the initial speculation that more than $30 million had been frozen, but the Department of Finance and Administration set $30 million as the amount. It is the agency that oversees the day-to-day management of the state budget. The Budget Transparency and Simplification Act has been controversial and confusing since it was passed last year. It takes the fees and assessments designated to run 16 specific programs and converts that money into the general fund. Part of its intention was to provide additional funds to plug budget holes caused by a downturn in state revenue collections. Attorney General Jim Hood issued a series of official opinions saying the way the act was written would prevent some of the money from being swept into the general fund. Governor Phil Bryant said a working group of legislators, accountants, and budget experts have been meeting to review possible issues with the new law. In sports, the Blue Mountain College men's basketball team rolls into its Christmas break with the official record of 5 wins and 2 losses. But the Toppers, who play in the NAIA, have also had surprising success in exhibition games against Division I opponents. On Thursday night, the Toppers visited Jackson State and came away with a 57-49 victory. That gives them 2 wins in 3 games against SWAC teams this season. They also own a 77-74 triple overtime victory at Arkansas Pine Bluff on November 21st. That was the highlight of a stretch that saw Coach J.D. Parker's team win 3 road games in 4 nights. Parker is in his 7th season at Blue Mountain. He said the early season games will prepare the season for a tough conference schedule. Blue Mountain's roster includes some players from Northeast Mississippi, as well as others born in France and Africa. Its scoring leader is freshman guard Jay Howard from Tennessee. That's all for Newsbreak for today. Remember, this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. We also have the Memo podcast hosted by myself and Brad Locke, which delves deeper into the local news of Northeast Mississippi with analysis and commentary each Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can find that online at memo.djournal.com. You can also watch the Capitol View webcast this afternoon at 2 at djournal.com, where Daily Journal Capitol Bureau Chief Bobby Harrison discusses what's taking place in state politics. Each story discussed on today's Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, where you can find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Russell.